Rich, the Mornington Peninsula is right at our doorstep. There's so many beautiful wineries and beaches, but what people may not know is there's lots of farm gates that you can stop at and get fabulous seasonal produce. And Torello Farms is one of them.
And it's one of the things I think that we really touch on Intolerant Cooks is that we want to eat seasonally, we want to eat healthily, and we want to be able to come up with recipes that reflect that ethos.
But Rich, you know, you can pretty much grow anything on the peninsula here, so I'm expecting some fabulous produce.
So am I. And look at this.
Hi, I'm Karen.
Karen, Mark, nice to meet you.
Richard.
Nice to meet you, Richard.
Likewise.
Welcome to Torello Farm Gate, our little shop in Dramana on the Mornington Peninsula.
What a beautiful shop it is. So much produce.
Yeah, it's a good time of year, so we're growing most of it on the farm here, and then we get a little bit from some other local farms.
And what grows really well down here on the peninsula?
So we're really lucky because we're close to it's quite a temperate climate, so we can grow lots of things, especially through summer. We don't get too hot. We've got good rainfall here.
Yeah, it's great rainfall.
Yeah. So the great thing about the shop is that it's all locally grown and locally sourced. So everything's at its prime. It tastes great. It's well priced. It's at its best.
It's what we should be eating at that particular time of the year.
That's right.
Oh, Mark, do you mind if we do a bit of shopping?
Yeah, no, look, hopefully we can sort you out with some ingredients for sure.
Wonderful.
What would you like?
I'm after a bunch of coriander would be great.
Excellent. I've got some fresh stuff here.
And I'm going to grab some of the spinach.
I'm grabbing some freshly picked Dutch creams.
I'm going to go some bok choy.
Coriander there.
Thank you.
Some chilies.
Some chilies, yeah.
Thank you so much, Mark. It's been lovely.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks for coming by,
Thank
guys.
you.
Lovely to meet you.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
So, Rich, I'm making a very fragrant, light, nurturing broth from the FODMAP for You chicken stock.
Which has done all the work for you. So there's no onion, there's no garlic. It's a FODMAP-friendly stock for you to build this dish with.
Which is perfect to poach our chicken breast in. I've got bannock burn free-range chicken. The broth is simmering and I'm just going to drop the chicken breast straight in and start them cooking. I'm going to add some aromatics to the broth while the chicken breasts are poaching.
Okay.
Starting with some turmeric. Not too much, just a couple of slices, like that, into the broth. And next, with the galangal, we'll add a couple of slices.
Look at that.
Next, we're going to add some lemongrass. Now, I'm not going to chop it up. I'm just going to bash the stem, trim it off, and drop it into the pot.
Right.
Next, in with some fresh lime leaves, maybe 3 or 4. I love that zesty, punchy lime flavour. I might put a pinch of salt in there, Rich, and pop the lid on and let this simmer for a little bit.
Okay.
Now, Rich, when they come out, we're going to rest the chicken breast on top of some spinach in the colander. So if you could put a couple of handfuls.
Yep.
And then the heat from the chicken itself will wilt the spinach a little bit. Rich, towards the end of cooking the chicken, I'm going to blanch off some of the bok choy, the Torello Farm Gate bok choy.
Could not get any fresher. Really only needs to warm through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got that big waft of fresh lime. That was great.
so I'm really only dipping these in and out for about a minute in the simmering broth. So we'll give it about a minute.
Yep.
And we'll pull them out. I'm going to add a little bit of chilli. You can add as much or as little as you like.
Yep.
And also some shaved kaffir lime leaf just to really give it that zing.
So which one's hotter? The long red chilli or the bullet chilli?
The bullet chilli is hotter.
Okay.
But I'm going to be using this one. I want the look of the red chilli in the broth and also I want a gentle heat.
Yeah, and I want a bit more of a punchier, spicier one, so I'm going to use this one.
Oh, that's it for the bok choy, Rich.
Okay.
It's been about a minute and you can see really it's only just blanched. So it's cooked, but it has a crunch to it. Rich, I think the chicken breasts are done. And then straight on top here.
Yep.
And here's the other one.
You can see the turmeric has coloured that chicken just in that slightest way.
Yes. If I was letting that rest for a little bit before we slice it, just create a little steam there.
Yep.
Put that over there. And while the broth is going, we'll add the mushrooms.
Yep.
Rich, the broth is so fragrant. I'm really smelling the lemongrass and the lime and the
Me
galangal.
too. Yep.
We just need a couple of bowls now.
Ta-da.
Ooh. Huh. And let's start building some delicious ingredients in the bottom. Bean sprouts.
Yep.
Some of the bok choy. So bean sprouts in.
Yeah.
The bok choy here. And then we'll get those mushrooms out.
You can see how wonderful this is going to look for the eye also.
So the mushrooms really only warm through gently. They have a great texture and take on the flavour of the broth. At this stage, you could add any soft Asian-inspired herb you like. We've got some of the Thai basil, or holy basil as it's known, or some fresh coriander, or even mint would be great. I like to be quite generous with the herbs. I think it just makes a dish really exciting.
I agree. A little bit of coriander, just there.
So Rich, that spinach would have wilted a little bit,
Yep.
just a tad. So in with some of the Torello Farmgate spinach.
I want to get to the chicken.
So now crown the soup with some sliced chicken, as much or as little as you like. 2 breasts is enough for 4 bowls of soup. But we are feeling hungry today. If you had chicken left over, Rich, you could actually add it at this stage and just shred it. But because we've freshly poached this chicken, I'm just going to literally drop it on.
Let's see if I can do that.
That's it.
That's it.
Crown the chicken with some chilli,
Okay.
as much or as little as you like. And then some of the lime leaf. The FODMAP for you chicken stock is on the stove and still boiling away here. And to serve it, simply ladle the broth over the top. And there you have it, a nurturing, delicious, nutritious chicken soup. Rich, let's try.
Absolutely.
Ooh. Is that hot?
Those bullet chilies are really hot. That's fantastic.
I think that for a platform of flavour, the FODMAP for you chicken stock is a great place to start. And then you just elevate it even further by adding the galangal and the turmeric and the fresh kaffir lime,
Chili.
lemongrass, and the poached chicken.
Yeah, perfect. This is yum. Now, Karen, there's no better way to celebrate the Dutch cream than to do a potato and tuna bonda.
Well, really, when the Dutch cream potatoes or any potato is coming straight from the earth and then being cooked immediately, the flavour is amazing.
So this is a little bit of Indian street food. It's designed to be made quickly and eaten quickly, and this is such a wonderful dish. So we've got chopped onion, we'll have turmeric, we'll have ginger, mustard seed, so very finely sliced.
So quite often Indian street food is quite heavily spiced, isn't it?
Yeah.
And a lot of it is fried or seared or scorched at the last minute.
So I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, my onion.
You know, when you cook with coconut oil, not only is it a great thing to fry in, but it gives so much flavour as well, doesn't it?
About 1.5 teaspoons of mustard seed. Look, you would add a little bit of asafoetida in this, just to give it that little bit of hint of garlic. So I've got ginger.
Is there anything I can help you with, Rich? I haven't asked. Sorry. I'm so captivated.
All right, a little bit of ginger. No, at this point.
Thank you.
So ginger, fresh turmeric.
Divine.
Divine.
So colour and flavour going in there.
And green chilies also. Again, it's just a little bit of heat in the background. And a little bit of salt.
Smells fabulous, Rich. Coconut oil, mustard seeds, the turmeric.
That just needs to soften for 2 or 3 more minutes, and then we'll add the smashed potato. But I reckon you could start on making the batter, Karen.
Okay, Rich. So I can tell I've got some besan flour here.
Yep, this is a great gluten-free batter. It's a bit of high protein because you've got a teff flour.
1/2 cup.
Yep.
A tablespoon of rice flour.
Just gives a little bit of extra crispness for what you're frying.
Spike of chili powder,
Spike of chilli,
half a teaspoon baking powder,
a little bit of lift.
and half a teaspoon of
Salt.
salt. So mix those dry ingredients together.
Yep.
And then gradually add water.
Yeah, about 250 mils, I reckon.
And how thick would you like this batter?
Well, you sort of want it thickish, probably as thick as honey, I would say.
Okay.
Okay, the onions and the spices and the green chilli have softened, so I just want to add about 4 medium potatoes. And what I'm going to do is just break them into the pan, like so.
I love the fact you're leaving the skin on, Rich. Gives a lovely texture.
Okay, Serena tuna.
So, Rich, you're adding 3 cans of
Yep.
this smoked Serena tuna.
Now, you do want to drain it of all the oil, and you just want to flake it in. So you just need to combine all that now. You can break it down a little bit. You still want to see a little bit of potato, a little bit of the chili, a little bit of the tuna. So don't turn it to mush, but you want to be able to break it up enough to bind it. I reckon that's about good enough now.
So you really want the mix to clump together in the
Yeah.
pan. Then you know that you've mushed all the ingredients together enough.
So if you spread it out a little bit, you just need it cool enough to be able to form the actual bonder in your hand. So if you've got someone fabulous, like a well-known chef, to stand there with their hands doing like this all the time for the next 10, 15 minutes, that would be great, but a child might help, Okay, hot oil, Karen, be careful.
Got it?
Okay.
I think this is a lot cooler.
Yep. Well, all we've got to do is it's about a golf ball size, really. So you're just forming balls like so. That's it.
Great.
Great.
So then they go through the batter and into the frying oil.
Exactly. They're never going to be the same size, but that is the beauty of doing stuff from home and cooking from scratch, is that there's an individuality to it. Okay, now I just want to do a test one, Karen. And it's just a simple process of dropping it in.
It's always good to test one fritter first, check out how it's going, and then do a few more in the next batches.
Yeah,
How many would you fry?
2 to 3 at a time, because you don't want your oil temperature to drop.
And for around, 2 to 3 minutes?
Yep. That looks great. That is pretty much golden and perfect.
Lovely.
So how I want to serve these is with a little bit of fresh lime, some coriander leaves, I've got some sheep's milk yogurt and a little bit of coriander chutney. Oh, you've gone to town, Karen.
And some lime cheeks, as
lime
you said.
cheeks.
Well, Rich, I'm kind of fonder of your bondo already, and I haven't even tasted them.
So there we've got our wonderful Indian street food. It's a tuna and potato bonda with just a little bit of a hint of smoke. Now, I think that we've showcased these beautiful Dutch creams. I think we should get Mark in at least to taste some of this beautiful street food.
I reckon he'd be pretty keen.
Hey guys, how did we go?
Hello.
Not bad.
You
Look what I
recognise
made.
Dutch
Fantastic.
cream's in there.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't look like Dutch creams anymore.
Wow, look.
Show us how it's done, Rich.
All right, so we break them open.
Oh, look at that. Fantastic.
See? Bit of a squeeze of fresh lime. I can do yours.
Yes, please.
There we are.
We put some coriander on.
A little bit of coriander leaf and the chutney. So you just do a little bit of both.
Oh, they're delicious.
They are.
Well done, Rich.
Lots of smoky notes from the Serena tuna there.
Fantastic. You've done a great job of showcasing the Dutch creams.
Yeah.
Definitely on the streets of India, snacking on these.
I'm really happy with this recipe.
Delicious. Rich, for the third recipe, I've had a bit of a head start. I've got some eggplants that have been hiding in the barbecue for a good 45 minutes. So they're cooked right through in the skin.
Yeah.
That's my first tip.
Okay.
The second hint is it's a famous worldwide vegetable braise.
Okay, I think I know.
And it's of French origin, and the name relates to the way you stir the vegetables and how the flavours just meld together beautifully.
It's got nothing to do with an animal.
Well, no, it's ratatouille. And it's a brilliant dish. I love it and cook it all year round, but it is traditionally done when you've got an abundance of zucchini and peppers and eggplant because they work so well together. So, Rich, there's a fair bit of chopping to do, so you're going to give me a hand. I'm going to start with the garlic and onion. If you could do the peppers,
Yep.
4, 5,
Four or
depending
five,
on
yeah.
how big they are. There is no strict recipe with this dish. You can be influenced by what you've got in your basket or your crisper.
So if you have more zucchini, add more zucchini?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So I'll be chopping up 3 onions and about 6 cloves of garlic.
So I'm sort of gathering that you just want me to remove the seed and remove the core and then chop it into like maybe 4?
Yes, that's perfect. The onion and garlic play an important part when you make ratatouille. You need to soften them first in a considerably generous amount of extra virgin olive oil.
Okay, I'm ready.
Thank you. Now you can chop some tomatoes for me, Rich. I need about 8 of those, 6 to 8 depending on the size. I'm going for quite a rustic version of this dish. We're cooking it on a barbecue in a large baking tray. I'm going to treat it just like a fry pan. So in with some extra virgin olive oil, quite a bit at this stage. And then in with the onions and the garlic. And at this stage, I like to add a good pinch of salt. This extracts the moisture from the garlic and the onions, and then it expedites the cooking process.
Which means makes it faster.
A couple of minutes, Rich, on softening those onions and garlic. I might just do some zucchini, and if we could add quickly, because the onion and the garlic have softened now.
Yep.
Let's throw in the tomatoes.
Over.
Oh, thank you.
Here we are.
We'll just push capsicum and tomato straight in.
Yep.
We'll throw in the zucchini, stir them through, and then drop the lid for 5 minutes.
Okay. I still want to help. Ta-da. Lucky last.
Just pull the lid down for a couple of minutes, and let's check out that eggplant. Woo,
All right.
woo, hot, hot,
Maybe hot.
hot. What we do is we split the eggplant down the middle,
Yep.
and you will be rewarded. Inside is all that beautiful, soft, pearly white flesh. And then you just
Scoop away.
scoop that out. Building more flavour profile into the ratatouille, I'm going to add some orange and some bay leaf.
Yep.
Actually, a second orange might be needed. Where we're at the moment, those vegetables are all starting to soften. You've got the garlic and the onion that went in first, followed by the peppers and the tomatoes, and then the zucchinis. In with some orange zest. Now this is a lovely traditional French touch. You could add a little bit of lemon zest if you like, but I really like the orange. It's gorgeous. Along with the zest, some orange. Do you want to squeeze an orange in there for me?
Yep.
Delicious. Some bay leaves.
Yep.
And also some sprigs of thyme, Rich. I'll just dropping those in. Some tomato paste, just to accentuate the flavour of tomato. I've got a big tablespoon here, that'll go in. There is a lot of natural sweetness in the vegetables, but I am going to add just a hint of sugar. I'm using a coconut sugar, a couple of pinches, Rich. It just does sweeten the dish up a bit. And a couple of pinches of dried oregano. Then in with the cooked eggplant, like that, and stir it all through. So the secret now is to reduce the heat right down to low and drop the lid. It's going to take 45 minutes to cook, and that's when all the magic happens.
That gives me a chance to go and fulfill a boyhood dream, Karen.
Oh.
I'll be back.
You might need longer than that. So Richard, 45 minutes later, we have the most delicious ratatouille on our hands.
And you can smell that from way back there. So you've got some wonderful Barilla gluten-free elbows pasta here.
I love the way it still holds its al dente texture. Now this has just been freshly cooked, thanks Rich. Literally stir the warm pasta through. Probably about half this, Rich.
Yep.
And this salad can only get better because the pasta will take on the flavour of the ratatouille, and you can still see you've got the integrity of the vegetables here. You know what, Rich? I'm going to do it the chefy way.
Okay.
You're going to hold this.
Okay.
I'm going to pick this up.
And you're just going to pour it in.
Yeah.
Maybe I can guide it into place.
Can you?
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
That's heaps.
It's pretty good.
So you can smell that there's just this play on the orange in the background, the sweetness of the peppers.
A little bit of parsley.
Yeah, why
You think
not?
parsley over the top?
Thanks so much.
That's all right.
That was really fun. Let's have a cheeky taste. Go on, give me that extra virgin olive.
Okay. You know I want it.
It's just a little bit of gloss just before you serve it. Oh,
And it gives that really extra fruity kick.
Rich, have a taste.
Okay, I'm gonna go for the zucchini because I reckon that's gonna be the best.
Dying to know what you think.
It's really soft. That is beautiful. It's really good.
It's a vegetable symphony.
It's better than a medley, isn't it?
Definitely better than a medley. It's so 80s medley. Rich, thanks for helping me make such a delicious dish. It's my ratatouille pasta salad.
Karen, what a wonderful day we've had here at Torello Farm, but I reckon we should live in style.
Wow, what have you organised?
Hang on.
Wow.
There we go.
Oh.
Ta-da, look.
Wow, Rich.
Ladies first.
Wow, reminds me of my early 20s, Rich.
There we go. Okay. Let's get out of here. Woo-hoo.
Yeah.
Go, baby!